This is the WJTS News. In the news tonight, vehicle fire on I-64. Colorado woman facing DUI charges. Northeast Dubois holds board meeting. Kirk Uxell will be in with sports, and our WJTS Informed segment continues with TriCap Housing Service Director Neil Elkins. All to come on WJTS TV News. Good evening, I'm Jenna Schaffer with the news. No injuries are reported after a vehicle fire on I-64 last night. The Anderson Township Fire Department, St. Meinrad Fire Department, Perry County EMS, and Perry County Sheriff deputies responded to the fire on I-64 near the 70-mile marker around 5:30 Central Time. No other information is available at this time. A Colorado woman is facing DUI charges after getting arrested in Gibson County yesterday. Gibson County Central Dispatch received reports about a hit-and-run accident at a Casey's General Store parking lot in Princeton around 12:47 yesterday afternoon. Police report smelling alcohol while talking with the driver involved in the accident, identified as 47-year-old Elise Gates of Calhan, Colorado. Police say Gates allegedly fled the scene. Gates was booked into the Gibson County Jail on a $1,300 bond and charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated. The Northeast Dubois County School Corporation held a successful board meeting last night. All recommendations and requests were approved, including the business office recommendations voucher, a field trip request, and Neola policies. The floor brought up the possibility of Northeast Dubois schools participating in virtual snow days. Several members of the board believe that it would be a good idea, but there needs to be research on the positives and negatives of virtual snow days. The board also brought up ALICE training. ALICE stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, and Evacuate. A video on ALICE training was presented at the meeting. There are plans for the public to view the ALICE training video in the future. The Fernand Town Council held its first monthly meeting of the year last night. Council members appointed Ken Seacard as president and Debbie Johnson as vice president. After this, local officials made the council aware of problems caused by last week's heavy rain. The street department went around the city, cleaning out storm drains and removing invasive underbrush and limbs at 18th Street Park before the rain moved in. They also made the council aware of semis overrunning the Southview Drive dead end. Council members approved putting a green light on concrete blocks at the end of the road to help with this issue. The council also learned about sewer problems at Scenic Hills at the monastery. These issues are fixable and will cost around $8,000. Since this is a new location for Trilogy Health Services, the council approved forwarding the bill to Trilogy. After this, the town's Economic Development Commission took the floor. Council members give the commission a green light on a revolving road loan program. This allows the town to loan money to the commission's budget for developers to build streets. These funds will only be used on the streets. They will not be used on storm sewers or curbs. Developers are expected to pay back the loan with interest. This loan will last 2 to 7 years, depending on how many lots are in the development. Towards the end of the meeting, council members heard that the Fernand Chamber of Commerce has dissolved, making way for the Dubois County Chamber of Commerce. All Fernand-specific funds left behind are getting transferred to the Fernand Merchants Association. And finally, the council approved a $3,000 agreement with Universal Designs to help the town apply for the Indiana Department of Transportation Community Crossings Grant. The Jasper Mayor's Youth Leadership Council is asking for your input on a community mural. By taking the council's online survey, you can give input on what the mural will depict, what could be found at the mural site, and much more. The surveys can be found on our website, WJTS.tv. The survey ends on February 4th. Novice Dennis Reyes professed his temporary vows as a Benedictine monk during a ceremony at the St. Meinrad Archabbey on January 20th. Reyes completed a novitiate, a year of prayer and study of the Benedictine way of life. As a custom of the profession of vows, Novice Dennis chose a religion's name, Brother Michael. Brother Michael is a 43-year-old and is a native of Manila, Philippines. He earned a bachelor's degree in music from the University of the Philippines and a master's degree in music composition and theory from the University of Nevada. He also received a Doctor of Musical Arts and Composition from the University of Illinois in May 2019. His work has earned multiple awards in international competitions and concerts by juries of comprised experts in the field. He's also one of the 5 composers invited by the University of London School of Oriental and African Studies to write a new electroacoustic piece for its annual Composers Conference and Festival. Reyes received the President's Research and Diversity Travel Award from the University of Illinois, an award bestowed by the university president to 15 high-performing faculty and graduate students across the 3 campuses of the university, conducting research in their respective fields. The Indiana Commission for Higher Education is extending the grant deadline for the 2020 School and Community Partnership Grant to February 12th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. These grants are designed to bring together K-12 schools, post-secondary institutions, employers, and community organizations to plan and implement supportive efforts for students of all ages completing education and training after high school. They also support collaborative efforts of states' college and career readiness priorities, including completion of the 21st Century Scholar Success Program and maintaining academic eligibility with at least a 2.5 GPA, family engagement programming, including enrollment in the 21st Century Scholars Program and promotion of the state's Next Level Jobs Program, and pre-college and post-secondary professional development, focused on Indiana's college achievement gap. Eligible applicants can apply for up to $5,000 for their spring and summer program. This increases to $10,000 of the partnership directly supporting the Indiana Gear Up Cohort High School. Winners will implement their suggested programs and events from the end of February through July 22nd. The Indiana Department of Education is recruiting eligible schools and qualified community organizations to participate in the 2020 Summer Food Service Program. During the summer months, the program provides nutritious meals to eligible children 18 years old and under. This year, IDOE is encouraging participating agencies to expand their programs to feed children and teens for the entire summer break in areas where children at the highest risk for hunger. Schools located in high poverty areas are especially encouraged to participate. The application deadline for potential sponsors is April 30th. IDOE is hosting multiple training workshops across the state for new and returning sponsoring organizations. Attendance is required for all sponsoring agencies. For more information and how to register for training, visit doe.in.gov. This program served 2.5 million meals at more than 1,300 meal sites across the state. Despite this large number, less than 1 out of 5 low-income Indiana children are receiving free or reduced lunch during the school year. The Indiana House is backing a bill to have tougher rules for tobacco retailers. Retailers would face tougher penalties for selling tobacco products to anyone less than 21 years old. These penalties are part of bill increasing Indiana's current minimum age of 18 to 21 for smoking and vaping to conform to a new federal law. The proposal would boost the fine against a retailer for a first violation from a $200 maximum to a $500 minimum. A third violation within 3 years would carry a minimum $1,000 fine and a 3-year loss of the store's tobacco sales certificate. House members voted 84 to 14 on Tuesday for the bill. The Senate is considering its own bill. We'll take a look at your weather forecast when we come back on 18 WJTS.